Hello, today we are going to create a program to process with 4 thread that update the portion of the array size of 1000 bytes by updating 250 bytes each. Make the main thread to join on the 4 threads and print the completion. Also, we are going to use the mutex to prevent the data corruption while each thread is updating the array. So, for that first let us go to the file, new Qnx project, then Qnx executable, then give next, give any project name. So, I am going to give Mutex Thread 1 as a project name and then give x86_64 as CPU variant and then give finish. So, once we have done that, we have to give the program here. So, in the main program, so we have some of the functions called pthread create. So, pthread create is used to create the new thread where we pass the thread ID and then thread function update array that defines the work that each thread will perform. So, each thread calculates its portion of the array and update its. So, but before doing so, it calls the pthread mutex lock. So, pthread mutex lock is a function which is used to acquire the mutex which ensures that only one thread can modify the shared array at a time, preventing the data corruption due to the concurrent access. So, after updating its portion, the thread calls the mutex unlock, pthread mutex unlock to release the mutex so that other threads can safely perform their updates. So, pthread join is one. Pthread join function is used in the main thread to wait for all created threads to finish their execution, ensuring that main program only proceeds once all updates are complete. Additionally, pthread mutex init is one which initializes the mutex before the use, and the pthread mutex destroy is the one which is used to clean it up after all threads have finished, preventing the resource leaks. So, coming to the process, what it is going to be executed here it is, we are going to use the POSIX thread to safely update the different portions of the array concurrently using the mutex to prevent the data corruption. So, we start by defining the array size which is of 1000 and then 1000 bytes and decide to use 4 threads actually, with each thread responsible for updating the 250 bytes. The thread function calculates its assigned range based on the thread ID, locks the mutex to ensure the exclusive access to the shared array while updating, and assigns a unique value to each byte in its portion, and then it unlocks the mutex. So, in the main function, we initialize the array to 0, create the 4th thread using the pthread create, and then wait for all thread to finish using the pthread join. And then after all threads complete their updates, the mutex is destroyed and the program prints a confirmation message along with the sample values from each portions of the array to verify the update. So, let us run the project. So, it is a mutex thread 1. So, clean the project first and then build the project, and then under the binaries copy the mutex thread and then paste in the images folder, and then once you have done that, in the images folder the mutex thread 1 is there. So, run as Qnx application. So, now this is the output what we are getting. So, thread 0 is having or updating the byte 0 to 249. So, 250 bytes each thread will be updating, and then once it is updated, it is giving the updation also, that is data 0 which is 1 followed by what all the particular byte it is updating. So, all those things we are getting, and finally, the main thread is exiting the program successfully. Thank you.